I've got some bad news for you. Modern romance is dead. Wait. Dead? Hold up. Ladies and gentlemen, society has degraded to its lowest levels since the dawn of humanity. Morals and ethics have flown out the window and degeneracy has taken the center spotlight. How has this influenced the modern dating world? How does this influence quote-unquote modern romance? And what can we as young men, as aspiring men, do to find a decent partner in today's dating scene? Well, you've tuned into the correct video, because today I'm going to be giving you 4 pointers that you can use to assess whether that one lady that you've been eyeing is the one for you, or quote unquote if she belongs to the streets. Make sure that you subscribe for more content like this. Turn your post notifications bell on, and before we start, go and grab your free motivational ebook down below, just because you're so awesome for tuning in today. Let's go. First of all, I've talked about this in multiple videos, but I'm going to mention it again. Social media has played an immense role in the degradation of morals and ethics, and it has become even worse for the dating scene. Today we have apps like Bumble, Tinder, Hinge, and other dating apps that give us easy access to thousands and thousands of dating options throughout the entire world. It has become easier than ever to find the quote-unquote one, but this is actually a bad thing. This accessibility have made people have doubts. People aren't as trusting as they used to be. There are a lot of scammers and a lot of people taking chances on these dating sites, and this is straying people away from them. People go on these dating sites with one purpose, and that is either for a one-night stand or as a scammer looking to bait someone for their hard-earned money. And unfortunately, most men with good hearts fall for these scammers, and most men struggle to find a genuine, decent partner on these dating apps. Vice versa is also true. Many women also struggle to find a decent man on these dating apps. But at the same time, society in general has become so desperate for a decent partner that they have no choice but to resort to these dating apps. A question before we move on to the next chapter. Do you use dating apps? Why or why not? Please share your experience down below in the comment section. Secondly, and this might be a little controversial, or actually quite controversial, but what the heck, why not? Modern society is structured for the modern woman. And unfortunately, it's much easier for a semi-decent looking young woman in today's society to make progress. You could be built like a Greek god. You could look like a Greek god for all I care. But it's much harder for you as a man to make a living in today's society. Maybe that is with a reason. Maybe that is to challenge us. Maybe that is to help us grow. But at the same time, it is very demotivating, because you have platforms like OnlyFans that many of these young women use to make a living. And I mean, kudos to them. They see the opportunity, they grab it. But it's not that easy for us. But unfortunately, that's how society works. That's how our lives are as men in the modern society. Comment down below, what is your biggest challenge as a modern man? Let me know down in the comment section. Ladies, let me know what your biggest challenge as a modern female is in the society. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, when we look at the statistics, when you look at the facts, it's apparent that women have it easy in today's society. And that is taking no credit away from you guys. A lot of you guys have fantastic initiatives, fantastic businesses, and are great businesswomen. But at the same time, you have to feel for the hardworking modern man who's giving his 110% for a mediocre life. Stay strong, gentlemen. We will get there. Thirdly, we have to speak about the messaging in today's society. Now, we have these famous artists like Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. All of these artists give a message to young women that is completely morally wrong in my perspective. It's wrong to tell young girls it's okay to dress half naked, to devalue yourself, to degrade yourself to an extent to which people will not respect you. People will look at you and think one thing and one thing only, that you're easy. At the same time, this is not the fault of modern women in general, because if that messaging comes from the top, it's very hard for you to avoid it. Young girls look up and they look at their television screens, they look at their mobile phones, and they immediately think that this is what women are supposed to be. This is how we are supposed to behave in today's society. Well, unfortunately, you have to protect them from a very young age. Mothers and fathers alike have to protect their children from this type of messaging because it can have a negative impact going forward. They can grow up with this incorrect messaging and then have a twisted idea of what romance is supposed to be, what a true respectful relationship is supposed to be, just because they were given the wrong messaging. The people to blame here are the people at the top. The people to blame here are the people who have the most influence. So it starts with being more responsible. If you have that much influence over people, make your messaging more positive. Tell people the truth, yes, even if it's negative, but make your message more positive, more constructive, more upbuilding, rather than spreading more and more degeneracy throughout society. Simply a lack of class in today's society. And something that I've noticed is that the Western world, or the Western part of the world, seems to lack class much more than, for example, the Eastern Bloc. Why is that? I believe it boils down to traditional values. It boils down to ethics, and it boils down to morals. The morals and the ethics and the ethical codes in the Eastern Bloc, for example, are much more stringent than in the West. In the West, we have all of this influence by the media. Twitter, Instagram, and other social media platforms are used to spread degeneracy, whereas social media used in some parts of the Eastern Bloc are restricted, and therefore people don't necessarily have that negative influence on them each and every single day. It is astounding to see how many hours you spend on your mobile phone each day, and we are all guilty of it. And that is how that messaging poisons our brain. It toxifies our brain with this warped idea of what romance is supposed to be, what dating is supposed to look like, as opposed to we just naturally living it out, right? Having in-person conversations with people, getting to know people in person. So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, it's a crazy world we stay in. It's a really degenerate society that we stay in, and the only thing that you can do right now is stay true to who you truly are. That is easier said than done because you have all of this influence around you, but at the same time you are strong enough to stick to your moral code, and at the end of the day you'll be standing there and thanking yourself that you did. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you share it with friends and family, turn on the post notifications bell. My name is Estian. Please leave me a subscribe, and I'll see you next time.